Aries, what is going on, and welcome into the channel. So happy to have you here always. My name is Deborah, owner of Purusha Holistic Wellness, and this is another episode of Purusha Intuitive, where we're going to look at your energy via the tarot, astrology, and any channeled messages that come through. So let's get into it, Aries. We are in Taurus season. We're just coming off of a full moon in Scorpio. Things have been tense, just a lot of emotions, a lot of feelings, a lot of tension, aggravation, frustration has definitely been in the air with that heightened fire and water element. So we've really just been trying to navigate through. Full moons also amplify energy, right? They kind of bring out the quote unquote crazy. Hopefully not in us. Hopefully we've been able to navigate and balance. It's been a really interesting energy, right? There definitely is this divide coming into play where people, situations, relationships are definitely being highlighted. The people, places, and things that are willing to quote unquote work with us. Change is inevitable. Everyone's changing. There's a lot shifting. And so it's a lot about who and what is going to show up and who is not. And like I said, there's this divide being created between those two things. We're seeing a little bit more differentiation. Like I feel like leading up to this full moon, it was a lot of just trying to get through it, trying to understand who and what that is and how that's playing out in your life. And now that we have a little bit better understanding, it's about actually making some practical decisions on how we're going to navigate through that. So that's why I like to start off with these energy cleansings, just set the tone, set the vibe for the reading, cleanse out any blocks, obstacles that we might be coming into. It's a great time to set your own intention as well for the reading, especially if you come in with something on your heart, on your mind, something you would like Spirit to deliver messages to you around. Definitely give that over, be open to receive. It's a great way to personalize these collective readings. And I also do personal readings. I offer a variety of healing, wellness services. Readings are one of them. If you want me to look at your specific situation, how it's faring, where it's headed, etc. Or if you're looking for more of a realignment of self, rebalancing of the mind, body, soul, I do energy healing as well as Ayurvedic or holistic wellness consultations. When we're operating from that space of alignment, being grounded in ourselves, knowing who we are, knowing what we want, that's where we're manifesting happiness, abundance, fulfillment in this life, which we all deserve, right? And it really boils down to, in my opinion, take it or leave it, of just like taking care of who we are, right? Loving self, finding ways to understand who we are, and then honor that accordingly. So all the info to get into contact with me is in the description box below, Aries. I would love to help support in whatever way possible. All right, with that, let's get into it. I bless you with pure love and light, pure source energy, pure loving grace. I release anything that is not for your highest and best. Any fears, doubts, insecurities, lack of worth, lack of value, pain, anger, frustration, impatience, overwhelm. Cleanse it and release it from our being so we may see and understand the messages clearly and help to make me a clear and open channel for the collective. Thank you, Father God, Spirit guides, guardian angels, Mama Love. All right, let me just adjust this, excuse me. So with this full moon, like I was saying, it's kind of creating that divide. And when I'm talking about that, the silver lining is we're finally feeling a little bit more empowered in who we are, in the decisions that we have to make, in the things that we're seeing, sensing, and feeling. Not always easy. Neptune just moved into Aries. And so that's when we really do have to trust ourselves. We have to trust our instincts. We have to trust what that still small voice is telling us behind the scenes, even when things kind of look not that way, right? Because eventually it's going to be found out is what I mean, eventually things are coming out. And honestly, as I'm saying this, it's like we're already seeing that pop up right now in the collective, where karmas, past people, situations, the things that are popping up for us to change, for us to draw a little bit more attention, love, awareness to. It's helping us, right? It's helping us kind of flip the script. It's helping us move forward. And overarching energy for you this week, Aries, is being grateful. Grateful for the experiences. Like, I'm hearing that you are a little bit tired. I'm hearing that you have a lot, you know, we all do. It's modern time, a lot going on, etc. Being patient is not always easy, especially for fire signs, right? We're like ready to get it done and over with. And it doesn't, like, unfortunately, right now, the energy is not manifesting in that way. It's actually been pretty annoying, pretty frustrating in my own opinion. Again, that's personal opinion. It's the way that Mars has been weirdly aspected. Also, Saturn and Jupiter have been tensely aspected as well. And it's like, basically, if we're not being present and learning the lessons, being patient through the process, meaning that it's okay if things take a little bit longer than what we anticipated. And like I said, in fact, they actually are. If we take that approach, we're going to be way more successful in the long run. And it does look like that's what Spirit's really highlighting. It does kind of feel like you took note of someone or something, for instance, that, I don't know. I feel like what I'm hearing is like some of the pieces are falling into play a little bit more. Like, I'm almost hearing for some of you, there was a situation where you didn't have all the pieces, right? Like, you didn't have all the information, all the understanding, but you took a mental note of it, 100%. Death is, and the star. But I love that. I love that because the star is all about healing. To me, it's like, you have been open. You've been open to something that you didn't want to make a judgment about. You didn't want to make a judgment one way or the other, but it looks like you took a mental note, right? Like, this person did this or said this, or this is happening and it's kind of weird and I can't necessarily decipher what it is, but I'm just going to keep it on the back burner. And I feel like there is more coming through. I feel like this week you are getting a little bit more information to kind of help fill in the gaps, but it's still not enough yet, because oftentimes when like Spirit doesn't give us the information or like, you know, the details on who did what, it's because of that value of Neptune I was talking about, Neptune in Aries, where we really have to trust ourselves, follow the intuition, follow our instincts, believe it. And I feel like you kind of are looking to have information first and then you'll believe it. And I feel like it's gonna come out. Like I was saying in the very beginning, I feel like that's like such a good theme for you guys this week. It's gonna come out. And this isn't necessarily about like you or like your secrets or anything like that. It feels like someone else's, if I'm honest. And I feel like the way that you're moving through that, or what it's showing, is to be grateful. To be grateful for the life you have, the blessings that you have in front of you, that you do have awareness, that you do have instincts that are pointing you in the right direction. Maybe even just validating those smaller things 100% with the Page of Pentacles. Like, these are the simple small blessings in life, but they're still blessings, right? It might not be, hey, I won the jackpot lottery, but at least I have some money in my pocket, some food on the table, I can pay my bills, whatever, right? And I feel like that's where a lot of like readjusting your perspective has happened for you. It looks like you're dealing with someone who really is quite selfish, unfortunately, selfish in their ways, does the same thing over and over and over again. And this is part of those unanswered questions that you still have lingering around. But what I am encouraged by, Aries, as much as you don't have all the pieces, it's a little easier for you to detach this week. It's a little easier for you to say, okay, like I'm hearing it's like you're compartmentalizing what you might have once allowed your heart, your emotions, your feelings to kind of dictate the choices you were making. I feel like that's changed. And you've actually kind of been able to create a little bit of distance between you and this person's situation, so you can better see it. There's that Two of Wands popping up. Their energy is resistant, is what I'm seeing. Their energy is resistant to you. I do feel like there might be some lies, or you're catching them in things that don't add up, whether it's like a blatant lie or omission of the truth. And I feel like what I do like as well, or what it's showing, is that just as much as you're being asked to be patient, it looks like you are patiently moving through this whole situation. I'm hearing like building your forces, so to speak. You're giving someone another chance. I think you're keeping an open mind, but there is a lot of to be determined. In some ways, some of this is not up to you. Like, it feels like you only have so much control. You can only put up so many boundaries, or, you know, on some level, like maybe you do have to deal with this person on the regular. They're, you know, someone you work with, someone you see day to day, family, etc. Take it how it resonates. And I don't know, like, whatever they have been doing, like whatever they're involved in, has it's made it harder for you. It's made it harder for you, right? But what I'm seeing, Aries, moral of the story is, this is about you listening to yourself, trusting your instincts, trusting what you're picking up. It doesn't mean you have to say a big fat F you to this person, especially because, like I said, it looks like you quote unquote can't get away. But remember, there's a reason that it's moving in this direction. I think, again, a lot of it is so that you actually believe what you think and feel about someone, and not let some of their manipulations make you think differently. They don't like something. This is someone who definitely wants the control. They want the control with this Six of Wands. I feel like you are laying down new boundaries for someone, and it's going to be kind of a hard conversation to have. This doesn't feel like that's happening this week, but it feels like you're preparing. We've been seeing that energy a lot in the collective, preparation. Yeah, I love this. So you're in that state of recharge. Take your time this week. I think that's also why we're being forced in the collective just to be patient, i.e. that weird Mars energy. It's tensely aspected to Black Moon Lilith. So Black Moon Lilith, like, definitely can kind of give the illusion that someone's changing, or, you know, maybe they're trying to put their best foot forward, or like whatever. And it's not really true, because we want to believe in the best. We want to believe in the best in the people in our lives right now. But some of that stuff is really, really disheartening. Some of it is a wake-up call. Some of it is like, oh, actually, they do kind of suck, you know? And a lot of this has just been their own mental blocks. Yeah, it's all okay. I mean, again, like, I love this because these messages of just not putting so much pressure on yourself, surrendering, knowing that you are enough, that you can appreciate who and what you are, i.e. having that gratitude, having gratitude not only for your experiences, but for who you are to you, right? Who you are to yourself, how you show up for yourself, the way that you love and support yourself. That's really what this is all about, right? That value of, we have to fill up our own cup before we can be not only available to other people, but our life, right? Our passions, our desires, what is fueling us to move forward. And it looks like I'm seeing, Aries, you have a really good handle on this situation, better than maybe what you think or perceive, even if you don't have all the pieces, all the information. And Spirit's asking you to just let it play out, right? You don't have to make a decision today. You know what direction you're headed in, but let things play out so you have more evidence is what I'm hearing, or just more information when you do have to execute that decision. So thank you so much for your time, energy, always. I hope you enjoyed the reading. I hope you found messages that resonated for you here, Aries. Definitely drop comments below if you did. I love to hear, or just say, hey, share in a little love, little TLC. I so appreciate all the love, all the support that you bring to the channel. No, I'm sending it back your way.